We get to build a race car.
We had to buy the car from a teacher.
$10,000 what you're given.
9-week time frame.
Race it against another school.
We're gonna go hunting for this notorious bug they call a yellow jacket.
East Hickman Yellowbirds.
Both teachers donated their cars, so they got to keep the $10,000 for parts.
The car has to go to NADC.
They have the skills and the tools to build the frame, and we do not because we're only teenagers and we have no idea what we're doing.
When I first walked in there, I was speechless.
I need the 4-link bars, upper control arms, the ball joints.
Hobbs is getting pretty mad.
Where is the rest of the car?
We got brakes in, we got the rear end in. Everything at this point is 2 weeks away.
We're trying to get it done, but as far as motivational, I'm just an hourly paid guy. I don't really care if it gets done or not.
I think you ought to take the honors putting this first coat on.
With East Hickman High, one thing that was good about their car is it's almost done.
That paint job will make that car go 7% faster.
This is supposed to be race ready in 3.5 weeks.
Never make it.
I don't want to lose the way the car looks. I don't want to lose a race. I don't want to lose any of it. I don't even like to play checkers unless I can win.
There it is. We got a mole that's been working inside of Fairview's organization, and we got a picture of it today. I hope that's not it, because it's sure ugly.
Are you serious?
It's not what I thought it would be. It's just a white car. I hope that's not your car, because if it is, I'm a long ways behind.
Along with the car race, I also have basketball conditioning I have to start going to.
I still think that we can get the car done. There's a lot of work to do, yes, but we've got a lot of people that are helping us with it. We had a couple different doors. We were just trying to pick the ones with the best shape.
Mr. Hobbs says he brought this vehicle out of wood. Evidently, it's true, but all the bottom of this door panel is rusted away.
And all we did was took a piece of metal from old Camaro hood and we cut that out. We formed it around the door to make it blend in with the door, to make it look like it had never had holes in it in the first place.
Yeah, it was very hard work, the sweating and everything. I got a 5-pound hammer maybe. It turns into about maybe 20 pounds, it feels like.
Once it gets all completed, then it looks just like a brand new door.
After all that work, we ended up scrapping the doors and buying 2 that were in better shape. But it's not a complete waste because you still got the experience and learning new information like a new trade.
Charles dropped by the shop to check out our progress.
Welcome to the carnival. I'm the ringmaster.
How you doing?
Nice to meet you. And the luster or the lack thereof is clear.
Very motivated. He seems to do well on the phone. I mean, he's pulled together a lot of resources. You think what this project has accelerated their learning a little bit, or made them grasp more knowledge ahead of time?
Absolutely.
The car right now.
So at the body shop. We're close to getting a dream motor. It's not for sure yet.
Are you going to run a nitrous motor?
Yeah, we are. And we're going to be all over the 700 horse limit that we got.
Yeah, Eagle 1 right up to the mascot.
They had their names and brought it into the back seat. That's the first time I've seen it. That's good. Charles, what do you think?
You're on the right track. So what's been the hardest part for you so far?
If we had everything in front of us, we could have a car running in 2 weeks.
When do you expect the motor?
No, Eagles!
You guys have had about 5 weeks to work on the car. What's been the hardest part?
Really, it was a cage. Yeah. Well, it played still just fine, but that was the first time I had done a cage.
Getting into radiuses and stuff like that was a little interesting.
Took some getting used to.
Yeah, round stuff. You can't really tell if the radius is changing beyond your reach. What else stands out?
The seats. They were a challenge, Steven.
Hey, you drilled the wrong holes too. First, he stripped out a bolt, and then I drilled the wrong holes to put it in the passenger side bracket. And then the next day, he drilled the wrong holes to put it in the passenger side bracket, so we had a lot of problems with the passenger seat also.
I had to put a stop to the drilling. I did step in at that point.
Still relatively a simple operation. You know, a lot of that stuff is bolt in. One of them said it took them 45 minutes to put the rear end in. You You guys got a chance to spray a little bit? Anybody?
Sandblasting on the car. Went to Nashville. Went to Strip Masters. It was pretty cool.
How about the experience? I mean, you guys learn a few more things than you thought you'd get a chance to do in the same amount of time. You have to do high school one time, man. It's a great time in life. You know, all those kids were totally into it when we went to see them today. You know, I think a lot of them will stay interested in the sport. Are you ready? Ready. Got a chance to go over to Fairview and get a look at the Monza, so you still got your hands full.
There I was standing on the corner of Shangri-La and Mesopotamia.
What do you guys think the hardest part of the spin so far?
Getting the car back.
Getting the car back. Took them 3 weeks longer than they were supposed to get the chassis back, and they're trying to do a lot of this with a tube chassis, which is a lot of work. They can't put every body on it every day they have and every hour they have. There's no way they're going to be done early. I'd like to see them get them all in and get them doing something different. I think they need to give all these kids a shot at just doing the best that they can do.
I'll do the same for you.
You guys are going to put in some long hours here now, starting out?
Oh, yeah.
We are now.
Be coming back every night.
Every night. This is going to be a late burner.
They may pull it off, but they're going to have to cut corners to get there. They're not going to be able to give it their all, I think, with the amount of time that they have left. If that car were in my shop, I wouldn't be able to get it done by that deadline.
They brought the car to me last night. We got a whole lot of work to do here in a short period of time. I don't know if there's any possible way to pull it off.
We had the car show and everybody shows up.
We were excited about how many cars we had. I was kind of overwhelmed, to be exact.
Somebody scratches that car, they're gonna have to deal with all of us.
They brought the car to me last night. We got a whole lot of work to do here in a short period of time. I don't know if there's any possible way to pull it off.
The car's at Dixon right now at a body shop. Him and 2 other guys are going to be working on the car.
Try to get the hull fixed and primered. That maybe I can turn it over to them. They can be doing something to it while I'm doing the rest of the stuff. We're going to try not to keep this thing over a week. I'm not sure where the car's been. I think somewhere along the line the ball got dropped or something.
If we can't get it painted quick enough for our car show, then we're not going to paint it. We'll just have it in primer.
Just like everything else in this deal, we had our car show before Fairview's. It started out pretty hectic for me, but then after about 10 minutes of that, it started to smooth out. The kids took over and they did what we talked about.
We had the car show and everybody shows up. We're all like, wow.
We were excited about how many cars we had. I was kind of overwhelmed, to be exact.
I didn't expect it to be this big.
For our first show, we raised $7,000. We had a little over 300 cars, motorcycles, and tractors.
I want to see all their faces.
Yeah, I think they'll be shocked.
I just went and got it.
We were all just standing around, waiting for the car to be loaded off the trailer, and Michael Brown comes up and is like, "You now." So, I'm following and all. Where are we going? And they told me to jump in the back of the truck.
Well, roll it out. Don't wait right here. See what's going on? What you think here for the Here's something. Rolling out.
Drive this man to lay down and die.
Folks, as you check this car out, you're standing around with a bunch of kids that have took a car from something really, really rough to where it's at now. But what you see is the product of our kids.
Being able to actually see it in the light and the way the light hits the paint is beautiful. Oh, it's beautiful.
I
I'm in love with it. I love the color.
Oh man, it looks so pretty. I did go to the East Hickman car show and I saw it when they unveiled it.
I hope there's nobody here from Fairview because we're gonna break your heart.
And you could just hear like a crowd like oohs and ahs. It was just nice and shiny.
We're looking at about a 700 horse motor. We're gonna spray it.
They didn't have a motor or anything in it yet.
So if you got something, you better bring it.
Now we have something that we can say we're proud of.
Proud to say I done it.
It's life-changing. I mean, I'd have never been able to do anything like this anywhere else.
We're gonna have to keep from scratching it.
Somebody scratches that car, they're gonna have to deal with all of us.
No one scratches it. And break fingers.
The best news of the day is we finally acquired a motor, and it is mean.
We're gonna cook up some Eagle stew.
Go East Hickman, crush those yellow jackets.
They'd already got a rolling chassis and painted, and we were just getting ready to get ours just going.
How about it, Eagles? Let's hear ya. Let's go.
I saw some pictures of it. One of the teachers here went to it and got some pictures for us and brought them back.
They'd already got a rolling chassis and painted, and we were just getting ready to get ours just going.
We need to get cracking.
On a positive note, all our parts are coming in.
The carburetors here, did I show you the carburetors the other day? Solid mechanical lifters, rollers. Got the radiator, distributor, ignition system, got the gas pedal, and a lot of the other little nitpicking things that we needed. Today, we've got something we need to get done. I have the rear end assembly back here. We got to put the rest of the studs in it. That's what they are. 33 tall, 14.5 inches wide, and using 15-inch rims.
This is a 350 Chevrolet motor.
I had Charlie and Travis prep our small block.
I drove the kids to the NMRA Nationals. It was a long, loud, and bumpy ride. The kids are going to see some real drag racing and meet the folks that are building our engine. We're going to race this thing today. Yeah. Actually, this is where we race Fairview in a couple of weeks.
There were a lot of hot ones in there.
Hey, Cody. Be nice. I can't take them anywhere.
There she goes.
Hey, guys, this is Steve Johnson. Steve is doing the nitrous on Eagle One and a ton of other stuff for us, too.
I was in automotive class when I was a kid, and we just kind of worked on your everyday clunkers. To have an opportunity in high school to build a full-blown race car, I mean, what more could you want?
Where's the women?
Yeah.
Something like that, maybe.
We're at the NMRA Ford Nationals. East Drag High. This one will be good if you want me to do it again.
I'm willing to stand here all day long.
All day long.
Go East Hickman, crush those yellow jackets.
Sounded real sure on that one.
I know.
Nathaniel found our enemy on the ground.
It's a yellow jacket.
On the ground dwelling trash-eating insects.
Steve, come on, throw it down. We tried to get Steve to eat it. You know, I'd never been to a drag race before all this. Seeing and hearing it for the first time was awesome. The highlight of the day was meeting our engine builder and Pro 5.0 champion, Tony Bischoff. He told us exactly what was going to power Eagle One.
434 cubic inch small block Ford, set Elderbrock Victor heads on it. Should have about 13-to-1 compression, and we're hoping to make about 700 horsepower.
Just out of curiosity, my brother was going to drive the car, and he and his wife had a baby about this time, so that kind of put all that out. I said, Brian, ask Tony if he'd be interested in driving our car, never thinking that he would.
We'll talk about that on Monday.
Next couple weeks, I figure we'll probably get the sheet metal in.
Finish putting the front end steering under it.
Getting the transmission.
Wiring it, plummet, breaking it, seats, putting the glass in it, and then we got a hard week of getting the engine in, so we're gonna be busting the gut here for a lot of hours last week.
There can't be any more sitting around not doing anything.
Otherwise, this car won't be done.
Baby football, baby! Homecoming is where it is right here, baby!
I think it's a good parade this year. Kids dressed up their vehicles with some real neat stuff.
We're getting fired up for the game tonight against the Eagles.
I think it's going to be a good ball game. Both are winless. One of them going home with bragging rights.
Hopefully we win.
We're going to crush them. We're going to beat Fairview.
We're going to win. Oh, we're going to kick Fairview's butt.
Just another night to kill, wait until the morning comes. That's my dog! To do what must be done. Just another night to kill, wait until the morning comes.
Looks like they better come up with a better battle plan what they've got.
To do what must be done.
There was technical difficulties in our football practice.
Now for the real show.
We're going to start off with the car show and telling about it, and then we get into the Eagles stew business. We're going to let her rip. I'll meet you down at the end down here, and they'll start slinging them. We use these guys to block for us in case they start chasing us. All right, Fairview, November the 3rd. We're going on a drag race, Beach Bend, Kentucky.
I had no idea what he was up to.
Drag race high against East Hickman again. We're gonna cook up some Eagle stew. How about it, Eagles? Let's hear ya. Let's go.
Yeah, the Yellow Jackets suck. Get it, get it, get it!
I'm gonna go back up here.
After some funning, I congratulated Todd on the photos I'd seen of his car.
We got them up here on a bulletin board. For some reason, they got a bunch of darts in it. I don't know how they showed up. Mostly all of ours are just showing his before and right up to the point where we are. A bunch of bare metal.
About 8 yards.
Well, we were gonna stay about 3 weeks behind, and
I'm 3 weeks behind. I'm praying for rain the 3rd.
This is Thomas Baker. He's gonna drive the car for Fairview. He had some concerns about ours.
Main thing is we don't get nobody hurt, including me.
There have been very few people in this country that would have got in a car knowing kids built it. We got some good news this weekend. We got a driver.
Some people's in my junior.
It's coming. A couple pennies.
We really started feeling bad. We got to finish that out, and they didn't get to do that.
There have been very few people in this country that would have got in a car knowing kids built it. This is Thomas Baker. He's gonna drive the car for Fairview. He had some concerns about ours, and when you're putting together something this fast and it's dealing with kids and you kind of want to look and see what you got.
Well, I tell you what, that boy did this welding right here to the Cracker Jack job. Main thing is we don't get nobody hurt, including me. Nice car. You've really done a nice job on it.
Thank you.
I think we'll all do fine. It's going to be close. I don't think anybody's going to have no major advantage here. I'm just hoping to beat you off the line.
It won't be me you're racing, Thomas. We got some good news this weekend. And I won't use the words that he used, but he goes, yes, he'll drive the car. We got a driver, Pro 5-0 champion, Tony Bischoff.
Woo!
Some people's in my junior.
It's coming. A couple pennies.
Our car show was a great success. We had about 60 cars and raised several $1,000s. Unfortunately, we're not going to unveil the car today, but progress is being made.
Thursday, a couple other guys come up. We got all the body work done on the quarters.
Even though we didn't have a $25,000 paint job on it, it is in primer.
We got it in the booth, got it primered. They picked it up Thursday afternoon so they could get it back to the chassis shop.
And the car now is in Dixon, Tennessee, a place called Titan Engineering, where they're putting the 4-link under it for us because they had to do some cutting that we're not able to do here. We got our dummy engine and transmission set in.
Some people don't think we're going to get it finished or it's just going to be really close.
Yeah, everybody's getting a little hairy about it, just hoping that we have enough time to be able to get everything done because we just got so much to do.
I just transferred here a few weeks ago, so all I've really been able to do is a little bit of body work, sanding, and getting it ready for prime and paint.
Just imagine the last week is going to be a lot of late nights for me and the kids.
Well, I work at my uncle's shop during the afternoon, but as soon as I get out of there, I'll probably be coming up here to work on it and make sure it'll get done in time and all that.
And then we've got to try to figure out someplace before we take it to the track and get it someplace so we can actually see how the car is going to handle, because we don't know which way it's going to go or launch. We may have to do it right here in the middle of the parking lot, put us down a puddle of water and burn it off.
Let's be spontaneous. There's no containing this. I'm feeling dangerous. Let's be spontaneous. This could get dangerous. There's no containing this. I'm feeling dangerous. Now drop to the ground.
We really started feeling bad. We got to finish that out, and they didn't get to do that.
You out there spying for the high school, aren't you? No.
We decided to not.
Well, good. I wish we had a car here. We ain't got it together yet.
Y'all can hide y'all's.
Yeah. Ours are still in pieces.
That's what I hear.
Yeah. Body's one place, fenders at another. The doors are coming by the bus. That's a race car. Theirs is a hopped up street machine.
Fixing to drop the rear end on the ground here.
All of what we did just now have to be undone, have to take it all back out, drive the muscle shoals, and pick up another one.
We were 2-3 weeks ahead of them. We got to a point, and bam, our feet got cut out from under.
I just really don't think he can do it. It'd be a miracle if he's where he's at to get it finished.
They had the same issue when they were starting out. They didn't know they was going to get the race.
I hope he's built another car besides this one.
We're going to get the car done regardless.
If not, it's going to be a disappointing day when we get to Bowling Green.
We built a full-fledged race car.